What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? A few days ago, we got some huge news from roller coaster manufacturer Rocky Mountain Construction, or RMC for short. Ever since 2011, RMC has been shocking the coaster community with airtime-filled, smooth rides that have a surprisingly cheap price tag. In today's video, I'll be talking about the brand new family hybrid coaster that RMC just put on the market. I'll also be letting you know what this means for the company. Before we get into the video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like if you want to see more great coaster videos. It's completely free and helps me out a ton. Now without further ado, let's get into this video. Even if you're new to the coaster community, you've probably heard of RMC. They're an incredibly young company, yet they build some of the best roller coasters out there. They currently have three models, which are the hybrid coaster with their famous steel iBox track, their topper track wooden coaster, and their single rail model, the Raptor. These are all great high thrill coasters, but if RMC wants to continue dominating the industry, they'll need some coasters that please all riders. This is where their brand new fourth model comes in. The family RMC will use their smooth iBox track and in simple terms be a miniature hybrid coaster. These should still have some good airtime and lateral moments, but not be too tall or fast for younger kids. It will also be good for parents and grandparents who don't want to ride full-blown roller coasters but still want to enjoy parks and rides with their kids. This is essential for RMC as a company because now they are opening up to a whole new market. If you need a high-thrill coaster for your park, RMC is definitely in consideration, but now they'll also be in consideration for the family-friendly market. Take a look at the Gravity Group. They offer high-thrill wooden coasters, but also their iconic family coasters. These are smooth rides with good pops of airtime, making it enjoyable for both thrill seekers and little ones. The Gravity Group, in a way, is RMC's biggest competitor. I know you've probably never thought of the two as major competitors, but let me convince you. RMC and Gravity Group are the only manufacturers with the guts to put inversions on wooden coasters. Even if RMC typically builds hybrids, the GP sees them as wooden coasters. So if a park is considering building a ground-up hybrid, they're also probably considering building a cheaper but in many ways similar Gravity Group Woody. And when parks have old wooden coasters that could become an RMC conversion, they also have to consider going with a cheaper Gravity Group retrack. But RMC seems to have the upper hand on Gravity Group because their coasters are typically better, right? Well, sorta, because Gravity Group is also a top contender in the family coaster market. This is partially why RMC is debuting this family hybrid to compete with one of their biggest competitors, the Gravity Group. Alright, but enough with the theories, let's get into the information we know for sure. These family coasters will have the steel iBox track found on all your other hybrid creations. This means that these rides will be incredibly smooth and reliable, which is always a great combo. There are also 3 pre-made layouts that you can currently buy, well, if you've got the money. Similar to the Raptor, RMC is giving parks the option to buy an original layout or get cheaper clones for the parks to save some of that valuable dough. I know most enthusiasts get ticked off when coasters start getting cloned because who wants to ride the same exact coaster at every freaking every amusement park? Sorry, I don't know what came over me. But in all seriousness, I know clones can be annoying. Just look at it this way. At the end of the day, it's better to get a clone than no coaster at all. And if a park can get their hands on a cheap quality coaster, even if it's a clone, we should all be glad it's a coaster. And not all clones are bad, because even though there are a ton of Batman the rides, they're incredibly intense inverts. And the same can be said with the Raptor clones. So being a clone doesn't make the ride itself bad, sometimes we need to look past our enthusiast knowledge and just enjoy the individual coaster. The last notable thing RMC tells us is that these rides will have Class 3 restraints. Now no one seems to know for sure what Class 3 restraints are, but I'm 90% sure that they're the lap guards with the shin guards that are found on the RMCs like Steel Vengeance, Twisted Timbers, Twisted Cyclone, the modern ones. I think these are Class 3 because when RMC started out, they were using restraints made by Gerstlauer. If these are Class 1, then Class 2 would be the company's first wave of original restraints. These are the ones found on Outlaw Run, Goliath, and Twisted Colossus. Then if you remember, in 2018, Steel Vengeance, Twisted Timbers, and Twisted Cyclone debuted with their new and current trains. These by default should be the Class 3 restraints. So now that we know all the basics, when will we see the first RMC family hybrid? Since it seems like they just started offering them a few days ago, I think 2023 at the earliest. If any of them have been sold and the park really rushes, maybe they could get it up in time for 2022, but most likely it won't be until after 2023. Since RMC and Six Flags have such a good relationship, we'll probably see Six Flags start buying these things right away, but it might not be till 2024 or 5 that we start seeing other parks installing this model. The key takeaway from this whole announcement is that RMC can now pretty much RMC any old wooden coaster. If a park has a small woody or maybe already has a thrilling hybrid but wants another one, it can RMC that smaller woody, giving them a nice family coaster. They can also build ground up and probably will clone these things a lot, giving them even more revenue and allowing them to continue expanding their great coaster portfolio. Even though a family coaster might not excite you that much, it will allow RMC to manufacture crazy and more thrilling rides in the future. Thanks for watching today's video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you check out some of my other content. Let me know if you're excited for the future of Rocky Mountain construction in the comments below, and as always, stay safe, keep riding coasters, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.